G'day, LPQs, and you are listening to The One Thing, a podcast designed to give you one solid practical tip for ministry every single week. The One Thing is brought to you by Reach Australia, and we want to see thousands of healthy, evangelistic and multiplying churches all over Australia, including welcoming. Now, this is going to be a different episode because in our previous episode, we talked about the idea of welcoming, the importance of welcoming, and I went, what's it look like? So that's what we're doing. We're live doing a welcoming thing at Kellyville Anglican, but you have clicked on welcoming. What does it look like? All right, this is Nathan Brewer.
Hello.
Nathan's the guy in charge of welcoming at Kellyville Anglican. Mate, I'm going to be following you around today. Hope you don't mind.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah, good. I can see you're really excited about it.
When you're watching me eating wheat bix this morning, it was a bit creepy, but you know.
Yeah, we cut that bit out. That's okay. Mate, as we just prep, this is a 6 o'clock service that we've got here. How many people do we normally get on at 6 o'clock, just on a normal Sunday?
Yeah, on a normal Sunday, you probably get between 150, 160. This is summer holidays, so you probably get somewhere between 110, 130 tonight.
And we've got, how many do you think we'll be getting in terms of new people?
In terms of first timers, probably going to be 2 or 3, but then in terms of newish people who are still undecided about whether they want to join church, can be anywhere between 5 and 10 on most given weeks. So.
Sure. Now, there's no name tags?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, our senior minister Dave is vehemently opposed to
name tags. So we're just going to let
he'll be found in hell before we be offended.
Yeah. We'll let that one just slide for the moment. We don't hand anything out?
No.
And the other question I wanted to ask you is, how do you keep track of the new people coming in?
Yes, very good question. So we have an integration record, which is just a document I've got in front of me here. So
okay.
This is, when we have people come in, the welcoming team has a team leader who'll spot them. The team members go and chat to them. They'll report their chats into a WhatsApp group. And then actually we have an area leader who's here, Luke.
Yep.
He'll update the integration record and make sure the next team comes and knows everyone who's been in the last little while. So that's how we track them.
Okay. Now it's about 5:30. You're about to have a team meeting. I should get out of your way, let you have that team meeting. But just quickly, what's going to happen in the team meeting?
Team meeting. So there's going to be 2 things. One, we're going to run through the integration records to get familiarise people with names and get across who to be looking for. And then we're going to pray together and we'll have slightly different roles before the service and we'll discuss that. But we actually have a new team member. Her name is Holly. She's amazing. She's a real estate agent, so she can chat to anyone for any given length of time. And so we'll introduce her as well. So
Holly looks like she's really keen to be a part of this whole project right now.
Yeah,
and so she is super, super keen, as the rest of the team are.
So good. So good.
I'm going to get out of your way, let you get on with your team meeting. We're going to have a look at a few other things around the site, and then I'll come back and stalk you a little bit later on. All right. Thanks, Nathan. Okay, while Nathan's in with his team doing a team meeting, which we don't want to be too intrusive about, I want to show you a little bit around the site. So I'm actually out the front at the moment, and what I've got is there's a big sign that says Kellyville Anglican. There's the website there, ka.church. That's all that's there. That's all that needs to be there on the sign. Doesn't need all the other information. You don't want too much information because if people driving past, they're not going to be able to read it all. So we've got a sign, that's right next to the driveway, clearly marked, and let me take you through to where we're going next. Alrighty, probably the biggest limitation in this church is the car park. So I'm standing here in the car park at the moment. There are a lot of car parks, but not a lot. But here's the thing, there's a whole bunch that are dedicated to reserved for newcomers. So there's a nice clear sign saying this is reserved for newcomers. There's about 5 or 6 of them here. Now, what that says is as I'm driving in as a regular person, it's already geared me to go, oh yeah, newcomers, I've got to keep an eye out for them. As a newcomer, when I first came here, it already twigged for me, oh yeah, newcomers are welcomed. So it actually already said this church is open for business. I think that's a great thing. If you've got a church that doesn't have your own car park and you can't put these signs up, you may want to think about, is there another way to reserve car parking spaces for visitors? But I think it's a great idea. All right, let me take you up to where we are as people are walking in. Nathan, we're here at as people are coming in.
Yes.
I've noticed you know everybody by name.
Yes.
How do you manage to do that?
Well, I'm on welcoming every week.
Okay.
And then actually the integration record on WhatsApp chat.
Okay.
And then just having a weird, stupid brain.
You do have a great brain for memory, but
Something great and not with stupid brain.
no, that's right.
Thank you.
But and that's how you're picking out the new people is the one.
Yes.
I don't know that person's name. Is that how?
If I don't know their name, they're probably fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any tips on how to remember lots of people? Because I can see some people going, I don't have a phenomenally great memory. How do I manage to remember this? Especially I've got 160 people plus 2 other congregations.
Yeah.
How do I do it?
Yeah, I think being at the church long term means you get a pretty good knowledge of the regulars. Then with new people, I do actually have to, because of the integration record, writing it down, it cements it in, and then when you talk to them, try and say their name as many times as possible in the conversation.
All the usual things.
Chicks, but yeah.
All right. There's more people coming in, so I'm going to get out of your way and let you do your job.
Yes.
Cheers. Alrighty. What I want to do is show you the flow through. So let's just go through and see what it's like. So there's only one door and all the welcomers are at the same door. Bathrooms are very clearly marked. Normally, if there was in the morning, there'd be a kids table. The kids table is here very, very clearly marked as you're coming in through the door. Let's keep coming through. In the foyer, throughout the foyer, there's just little details that are really, really important in terms of welcoming people. Here at the cafe, we haven't got the cafe open tonight, but there is a sign here welcoming. If you're new, you get a free coffee. Like, we want you to be welcomed is the message that comes across. So it's such an important thing. And in fact, over on the other side, you'll see there's a big sign that just says welcome. Sometimes there's some extra bits and pieces under it. Tonight, not so much, but it's just a great reminder all the way through the foyer that people need to be welcomed. Alrighty, I'm here at the end of church. There's a little timer. Keep going. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure people are coming in. There's a little timer there to let you know how long it is before church starts, which I think is really great. As a new person, you want to know how long you're waiting, and you want to know that people are going to start on time. And that's exactly what's happened here. I want to say a few things about what happens at the front of church. The person at the front will welcome new people, and there will be a connect card that will be mentioned at the start and also at the end. So throughout the service, new people will be acknowledged, usually in the sermon as well. We're not going to film in there because it's just a bit intrusive tonight, but it's important to see that it's not just the welcomer's job, but it's actually the people at the front. And as someone who actually leads church, we're actually given a script of what we are to say in terms of welcoming people. Alrighty, Nathan, we're coming up to 10 past 6. We're a couple of songs in. Are we still getting people coming in?
Yes, 6 p.m. is young adults who are notoriously not the most punctual.
All right.
To put it politely. So yeah, you normally at 8:30, everyone's done by 8:35.
Okay.
We might go to 10:40, but 6 p.m. I'll stay out front till about 6:20, 6:25 because you still get
That was my next question.
You get your stragglers.
How long are you going to be out here? Is the whole team going to be out here till?
No, I'll send them in. I've heard the sermon twice. It's a really good sermon, but I'm happy to miss parts of the third one. With all respect to James. And I'll stay out here and I'll welcome the people. But the team, they haven't heard it yet, so send them in.
And just get an idea, how many new people do you reckon we've got tonight?
Got a few, yeah.
Okay.
There's 4 or 5 that are the second or first timers.
Okay.
So we have our work cut out for us today.
Okay. Well, we're going to pick this up again at the end of the service. We're going to see what you guys do at the last song, because I think that's a really key thing in the whole process. So we'll pick you up then.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay. We'll leave you out here, boiling your loads until about 20 past 6. Cool. Thanks. Okay, so it's the last song, and you can see the teams up the back here, and they're just being directed by Nathan and Katrina, who's the team leader. And Nathan and Katrina have worked out who's around, who needs to be talked to, and they're now directing who needs to be talked to at what point. All right, so the service is finished. These guys all now go to their assigned people to make sure that whoever is new is being spoken to within the first 30 seconds so that we've got that all on track. There are some people leaving, but they're people that we've known before. The new people are being covered. We're not going to go and talk to them because that would be intrusive, but we're going to let them keep doing what they're doing for the next little while. All right. This is Holly. Holly just joined the welcoming team today. This is your first time, is that right?
That's right.
So firstly, how did you find the experience? Was it scary? Was it enjoyable? How did you find it?
Oh, it was quite enjoyable. I love a chat. So it was really lovely. I spoke to a lovely young couple and yeah, it was nice.
So talk us through that conversation. How did that go?
Well, I just learnt basically a bit about them, who they are, what they do. and where they've been recently, how long they've been coming to church.
Okay. Yep. And so you're keen to keep going on the welcoming team?
Yes,
And
definitely.
what advice would you give someone thinking about, I was thinking of joining a welcoming team, but I'm not really sure I should?
Just do it. Just do it. It's so much fun. If you like talking to people, it's so encouraging as well.
That's what I want to hear.
Yes.
Thanks, Ollie.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, Nathan, we're at the end. Most people have gone, but some people are still sticking around because it's an evening service, and people will stick around till midnight. Tell us how did you think tonight went in terms of welcoming?
Tonight, actually, I was quite proud of the welcoming team because we had 12 brand new or newish people, and we had 5 on the welcoming team. So we had a lot of people to man mark and not many people to do it. So thankfully, church helped us out with a couple, just people in the pews to turn around and chat to them, which is good.
Yep.
I summoned a couple of extra welcomers to the back for the final song, and so they were very happy to help. And then the 5 people that were on did an excellent job. So I think all 12 newbies were chatted to and marked really well. So that was really good. So tonight was a difficult, probably the trickiest night we've had in a couple of months. So
Okay.
and it was a pretty new team. So Holly was first time, Laura was third or fourth.
Yep.
They did really well.
Good. Now, what's going to happen now with those people? So those 12, were you able to collect information from them? What will happen ideally?
Yeah, so if they fill in the Connect card, I'll call them tomorrow or Tuesday. So we try to do it by Tuesday by the latest.
Mm-hmm.
Give them the indication that we're so stoked that you're here and we're excited, so we want to contact you. So that's if they fit in the Connect card. If they haven't fit in the Connect cards, the WhatsApp chat is going and people are just putting in little quick summaries. I met this person, I've come this many times, this is the next step for them. So if they haven't filled in the Connect card, we'll do the WhatsApp chat. Luke will do the update the integration record. And then we'll set up the next team for success and they'll be ready. So all the new people from tonight will be in the integration record for next week, and the next week's team can pick up and run the guys that we've met.
So the WhatsApp group, that's for everyone in the welcoming team?
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. Okay, terrific. Yeah. Okay, the next step along the way, often at this church talks about newish. Just quickly tell us, because that's where you're really aiming for people to come and be connected. Tell us a bit about newish.
Newish is basically a Dave, our senior minister, would describe as church at 30,000 feet. So it's a 15-minute flyover of what church is all about. So it's our vision, it's our expectations of people who join, and then it's possible next steps. So if you're a non-Christian, the next step for you is life. Mm-hmm. If you're a Christian and you want to know more about our church, the next step for you is Together, which is our 2-night membership series. So it's a very quick flyover of church, 10 to 15 minutes. Dave, our senior minister, takes you through it. And it is kind of a funnel moment, either non-Christian to life, Christian to Together. And it's just a quick, hopefully whet the appetite to learn more about church. Whereas Together is if newish is church at 30,000 feet, Together is church on the ground, looking under the bonnet and getting real deep, meet the whole staff team, learn kind of how to be super transparent. So newish is that important first flyover of church.
When do you hand people over? So when does this that handover point? When does that happen?
Yeah, so at the end of Together, if someone's done it, then they will fill in a form suggesting whether they want small group or serve chats. And Andrew Court does both the serving ministry and the small group ministry. So at the end of Together, they become Andrew's responsibility.
Sure.
We have an Elvanto flow, so my flow ends and it automatically feeds into Andrew's flow. So I do say to all the newbies at the end of Together, like, you're kind of out of my purview now. It's all sad, but you can still be my friend. You can still talk to me. We're like, you can still be please do talk to me. But yeah, sure. So that's kind of, so we try to be as transparent as possible. So I kind of go, my responsibility kind of here ends, like, but please do talk to me and be friends and hopefully we'll serve together. But yes, seeing now in Andrew Court's going to look after you from here, just trying to make that pathway really smooth and really clear, and people know who they should talk to next, and just just super clear and transparent with people.
Yeah, I think you would admit that, this is going well, this ministry, but no ministry is perfect. What would you love to see happen that is not happening at the moment?
Yeah, for me, I do too much of it so far. And part of it is I love it, so part of me can't help but jump in.
Sure.
But so getting a really nice leadership pipeline. So Luke, our area leader, he's 2 weeks in, so I'm hoping that goes really well, and then I don't have to worry about integration record and flow. Team leaders, we don't have enough. We only have 2 at night church. We need 4, so I run 2 of the teams, and that's a similar problem at 8:30 and 10:30. So I think I'm really whilst I have a good memory. But there's going to hit a point where it's just too much.
Yep.
I need to delegate more and more out. And I'm hoping, I'm seeing it a little bit, that hopefully I just want to see the church culture transform. The welcoming team doesn't need to grow in size that much, even as church grows, because it's just a culture where you say hi, because we're going to hit, unless I have giant welcoming teams every single week, when church gets to a certain size, our current method's not going to work. We need to change it, and we're going to need culture to bail us out, because there's going to be way more newbies than welcomers. So I want to see that culture change as well.
So how many on the team? There's 5 on the team?
5 on the team and 12 new sets of people to...
Yeah, okay. And that's the reason why you have teams of 5, is so that you've got enough people to cover those people in the ring. Okay.
Yeah, so our strategy so far, is having as enough welcomers to man mark everyone that comes in. Yep. When church gets to a certain size, we're going to have to change and go almost have a central point where we invite newbies and they come to us, where bigger churches do that. Unless I take every single, kill all the other ministries, recruit for my ministry, it's just not going to be sustainable to keep the same model. We bought ourselves a little time in the mornings. We duplicated, so both services at 7. But when 10:30 was hitting 250, that current model of welcoming was starting to reach limits. So if church gets to 250 again, we're going to have to think about tweaking the system. Yeah.
That's actually a helpful principle to have, is to kind of look at how many newcomers do we have on average and go, well, that's at least how many people we need to have on our welcoming team to have that. Yeah. Okay, Nathan, what's the one thing that you've learned over doing welcoming over the last, because you've been doing this for a couple of years. Yeah. What's the one thing you really learned?
Yeah, I think welcoming is the ministry that I think probably punches the most above its weight out of any ministry.
Sure.
Church, because I think our church has grown, well, basically doubled in 2.5 years. And the biggest intentional change has been really focusing on welcoming. So the music is really high quality now, but it's been really high quality for a long time. The kids' church is really good, but it's been really good for a long time. The preaching is really solid, but it's been good for a long time. So, so just changing welcoming has changed the whole culture and the growth of the church. Now, I'm not saying it's the most important ministry, because our welcoming is made easy by the fact that music is excellent and kids' church is excellent and the preaching is excellent. That makes the welcomer's job much easier. As long as we do an adequate job, we have a good chance of retaining people. But just that one shift has made a massive difference. It's a low time commitment for volunteers, but a massive impact, which is cool. Either you got a high commitment, high impact, or a low commitment, low impact. But welcoming is low commitment in terms of time, but massive impact on church culture. So
it's been that key lever that's really affected this church particularly.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nathan, thanks for letting us follow you around. This has been a bit of an unusual episode, so I really appreciate that. I promise I won't turn up to your breakfast again. It's going to be all right. Look, in the toolbox, we've got a few different things that we'll be making sure that you've got, including, if you've been listening to this, we'll have the video there, so make sure that you have a look at that and see some of the things that have gone on. Most importantly, though, we're going to have our email. So if you have been listening to this or watching this and thought, yeah, that was a good idea, or actually that wasn't a great idea, you guys shouldn't do that again, we'd love to get some feedback on just how we've done this episode, because it's been a little bit out of our usual format. And we'd love to know what you thought of it. And if you did like it, what else would you like to see? We can either visit a staff team meeting, or follow a music team, something like that. But let us know. We'd love to know. I'm Pete Hughes. Chat soon.